the quintessential comic book superhero already has his game for the Nintendo 64. We are talking about Superman, and get ready to write down the next key to miss the level. For this, in the main menu press the following key: Start, Up, Down, Left, Right, Right. Now start a new game and press the next sequence as soon as you want to skip to the next level. Start, Up, Down, Ready. So you can go jumping from scene to scene. Enjoy it.
Do not forget that every week we receive your VHS, the Periférico Sur 41, Colonia Fuentes del Pedregal, zip code 14,141 in Mexico, Federal District. Send us what you want to demo is that you really are a true Nintendo maniac.
And while I'm going to give you a gift, why do you have these commercials?
Quake, a game that never goes out of style. He has secrets for you that you can't let go.
And the Jalisco of Holland brings for you.
And guys, are you packing your bags yet?
Alright.
Where are we going to go? In Holland, look for heroes who go to the space camp in the United States for free to train astronauts.
Well, how many places are there?
Oh. Well look, $24 available for space cadets who answer your questionnaire correctly. Yes, the Dutch quiz. And all they have to do is send in the questionnaire and 12 volts of acid rain or meteor rock. And there is information here from Star Wars Episode 1 Racer.
We already gave you the way to get 4 extra characters, 1 through code and others by improving your time in tournament mode.
And today we go for the 5th. It is about FUD saying, to achieve this, just enter the Vengeance track that is in the Amadeus circuit. Now you have to achieve a time of 6.34 or less than the total time of the race, but if you get there first you can do it easily. Now go back to the runner selection menu and you already have FUD setting, which by the way is recommended for the track you just ran.
And if you have any questions about this promotion in the Netherlands, all you have to do is dial 5,669 3054.
Or take a postcard with you when you buy any of the Dutch spices, which are very good tips to fill out your questionnaire.
Yes, because the Netherlands is looking for heroes.
And you can be one of them.
Open your mind and discover accesses, tickets and classes. Send them on a VHS to the address you already know and transform this your space. Holland, brought for you.
Al escuchar el nombre de Hot Wheels, ¿qué es lo primero que te imaginas? ¿Autopistas con curvas aperaltadas de 90 grados? ¿O giros de 360 grados? ¿O choques espectaculares? Bueno, pues esto y mucho más es lo que nos brinda el nuevo título de Electronic Arts llamado Hot Wheels Turbo,
in which for the first time you will have full control of these collection cars. When you start the game you will be able to choose between 21 cars with very different characteristics and run on 6 different highways. As you can imagine, this is not the classic game of hips, since although it is important to arrive in the first place, it is also important to do the most aerial stunts, either to obtain turbos or points depending on the mode you are choosing. In Hot Wheels Cup you compete against 5 cars controlled by the CPU along different tracks. Or in Airtime Challenge you will have to demonstrate your ability by doing stunts and thus accumulate the highest number of points possible over 3 minutes. So far everything seems good, more or less normal. But what makes this game special is the maneuverability and the tracks that are based on the originals. So you'll finally know what it's like to drive on plastic highways designed with dozens of curves, loops, spirals, tunnels, caves, ramps, precipices and the odd object to crash into. And this is only the beginning, since as you progress you will have access to more cars and more tracks. The game is compatible with the Rumble and the controller pack, in which you only use 28 pages, or you also have the option of password to save your progress. Of course you also find the multiplayer option, although unfortunately only for 2 players, not 4. And you can't race in championship mode, but it's still pretty fun. Oh, and if you are a fan of bands like Primus, Gelp or Medicine Drum, among others, here you will find some of them setting the game. The only bad thing is that you will still have to wait a bit for it to go on sale and you can play it. Either way, not everything could be perfect.
Well, let's see, Javier. If I beat you, are you going to lend me your purple control for a week? Well, if I beat you, can I borrow your Game Boy? Oh, okay. And if we tie, what happens?
If they tie, you give me your Game Boy and you give me your purple controller.
No, we better go with more information.
Oh. After a long wait, the Starshot Space Circus Fever game is finally on sale, which had already appeared on the European market for a few months. Yes, We are talking about a title that has 7 gigantic levels, and is more or less in the style of Super Mario 64. But here you have weapons, and if you want a variety of characters, this game has 300 different ones. The cartridge also has 4 files to save your progress. The game is about fate being by chance. You have to recover a space circus, but your boss doesn't trust you very much, which is rare among bosses. But hey, for this you are collecting these blue stars that are like ammunition so that you can shoot and thus eliminate enemies or activate things. You can recover your energy by taking these green items, and it will be necessary for you to also collect these other ones that are red, because they will be very useful when the game goes a little more advanced. You can also fly, but by the way, for this you will need to collect these yellow items. About the graphics, well, you're realizing that they're quite good, with great colors, just like Mario, but with light effects and really much more up-to-date, much more advanced. Regarding the audio effects, they used a resource similar to Star Fox or Banjo-Kazooie to accompany the texts of each character. But hey, as always, there are details that we don't like at all, and perhaps what failed them a bit is the frame rate. Well, on the other hand, you have full control of the camera, but this is sometimes not very practical. In fact, it is necessary to stop to adjust the angle in some occasions.
There is much more of this title, but it will be in the next program. It's good that you're still with us. The reward of these commercials is this. Let's see it.
Well, now we have a surprise for all Nintendo fans. Check this out.
Mr. Swabs B, from North Uchata, Guadalajara, Jalisco, zip code 4542.
That easy. You can win one of the 20 Nintendo 64 that Dolce's Vero have for you. But that's not all. You can also win a motorcycle, a Volkswagen sedan or a Pointer 99.
Don't forget, there are 15 different popsicles, which can make you win thousands of pesos in prizes.
Hurry up. Send all the envelopes you want from Pale Vero and his gang, and don't miss out on the chance to win with Dolce's Vero, because Vero is the first.
Without the chance to win with Dolce's Vero.
En exclusiva, el título de estreno esta temporada, poligonalmente sensacional.
Without the chance to win with Dolce's Vero. Without the chance to win with Dolce's Vero.
Ahí lo están viendo. Y también tenemos este de Alan Antonio Estrada Morán, de Jalisco. Link, está muy bueno. Está padre. Este también está padrísimo, mira. Le conozco a Jimmy y todo eso. Este lo mandó Gibran Martínez Muñoz, del Estado de México.
Ah, perfecto, mira, yo tengo estos de Antonio Conde Mejía. Muchísimas gracias. También este muy grandote que se ha de verdad.
Without the chance to win with Dolce's Vero.
Con sus jugadas y con todo lo que quieran
Y
compartir
eso
con
es muy
nosotros.
importante. Periférico Sur, 4121 Colonia Fuentes del Pedregal, código postal 14141 en México, Distrito Federal. Y ahora sí.
Without the chance to win with Dolce's Vero.
Tú sabrás si te quieres llevar una buena sorpresa. Sí, anímate y manda todo. Vamos.
It's been a long time since Nintendo announced the titles for Disk Drive 64 and that they finally came out in cartridge format, and this is the case of Pokemon Snap, which is finally on sale. For those who are not very aware, Pokemon is a concept devised by Nintendo that has already been very successful and began as a game for the Game Boy, but in 2 versions, where the objective, in addition to finishing the game, is to complete your virtual collection of 150 Pokemon, which are these fantastic beings. And from there several games have emerged, and one of them is this one, called Pokemon Snap, where the objective is to test your skills as a photographer, but with a very special and unique style. Perhaps the closest it comes in terms of taking pictures is the Pilotwings 64, so forget about controlling any Pokemon, but yes, enjoy a tour through this island, which has a variety of environments such as these areas near the beach, where on one side you have the sea and on the other you can find undergrowth and even Pokemon hidden among the rocks. This other scene hides a large class of Pokemon that can come out of the ground, the ceiling, and some you have to provoke. And things get hotter in this volcanic scene that has great contrasts with parts of water surrounded by lava. The jungle is present through this river that hides various types of aquatic Pokemon, and among the undergrowth there are more secrets.
But do not think that you pass a scene and that's it. You forget about it. Of course not. Since advancing the game you get implements to interact with the Pokemon you want to photograph and obviously cause better poses to increase your score. Therefore you need to go back to the scenes you already passed to look for new Pokemon. You make the trip in an exclusive vehicle called 01, which automatically moves towards the exit portal. The most you can do is cause the occasional Pokemon to get in the way of your path to delay its progress a bit. On your journey you have the support of Professor Oak, who at the end of the day rates your photos and explains how to get more points. As you analyze the scenes, you realize suspicious places that can hide a new species of Pokemon or even, for example, an alternative exit that opens the possibility of new scenes. You will improve your photos with practice, always seeking to be closer to the Pokemon, for example, or provoking special poses and taking care of the composition of your photograph. For example, you can also put more Pokemon in the same photo, etc. So you want to have photos of all the Pokemon, even the mysterious Mew. In Japan, Nintendo has a special service where you take your cartridge to a chain of stores and they print your best photos for you. This, the truth, is already being studied to bring it here to America. How do you see? It may not be a conventional game, but we assure you that it is ideal for anyone and necessary for Pokemon fans, obviously. Expect many surprises from this title.
Interactivity is in the air.
That's how it is. And if you are one of the first 5 to dial 516 623 335, you can take a keychain like these so that your mania can go with you everywhere.
Yes, remember 516 623 335 is the passover to interactivity. Mark now.
Now it came out.
Yes.
Next week we'll introduce you to titles like R-Type 510, action in full color for your Game Boy, and more of Pokemon in any of its varieties.
Last week, this week, mark the time.
Which will start again next week in the same space and at the same time.
Nintendomania.
We are in contact.